Hey, what's going on? Ryan Knowlton here with Intersection Records. And today we're going to talk about dream concert venues and venues that I want to go to in my life. Concerts are always fun. The venue can really make a difference, right? I mean, the aesthetics of where you are and the crowd in certain cities, certain combinations of a band in a city can make a huge difference. You know, we've all been to concerts maybe where that combination didn't mesh, and I've been fortunate enough to see a lot of great shows and in a lot of great cities, in a lot of great venues. The Hollywood Bowl, Whiskey A Go-Go, the Greek in LA, the Beacon in New York, Alpine Valley, to name a few, amongst others. But there's places that I want to go to, and there's places I haven't been to. Let's go down the list, and I'm gonna name the venue, and then I'm gonna give you kind of my dream band to see there. How about AC/DC at Madison Square Garden, right? Madison Square Gardens. It's iconic. Ollie Frazier there fought. Led Zeppelin song remains the same. Madison Square Garden. Tanglewood in Lenox, Massachusetts. How about Jethro Tull gets back together with Martin Barre and Clive Bunker on drums? How about Tanglewood? Hampton Coliseum in Virginia. How about Phish? Right? Radio City Music Hall, and we're going to see the band Mastodon, the great Georgia metal, progressive metal gods, Mastodon, at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. The Ryman in Nashville. I've been outside of it. I've never been in. How about Men at Work gets back together, and we see Men at Work at the Ryman, downtown Nashville. The Merriweather Post, Jimi Hendrix place, one of the older kind of amphitheaters in our country. It's in Columbia, Maryland. How about Traffic gets back together? Traffic gets back together and with Dave Mason and Steve Winwood. Jim Capaldi's dead, but we'll find a drummer. Who would play drums in Traffic? I don't know. The Caverns in Pelham, Tennessee. It's kind of a newer thing. It's actually in a cavern. It's in a cave. How about Haken? How about the English progressive rock band Haken, who I'm seeing in Lawrence in June for the first time? Their new album that I just reviewed this week is so unbelievable. Fauna. Check out that. Subscribe to my channel, by the way. We really appreciate all the support we've had here lately, especially. The 930 Club in Washington, D.C. Radiohead. Are they ever going to get back together? Radiohead at the 930. Let's go. The Apollo Theater, the famous club in Harlem. Trombone Shorty. Maybe with some special guests. Have you ever seen Trombone Shorty? Do you know about Trombone Shorty? Check him out. He's incredible. The Gorge in Washington. It's on a river gorge, and I've never been there, and I want to go. Joni Mitchell's playing there this summer with Brandi Carlile, I think. I want to go. I might have to go to that show because Joni Mitchell's one of the most important singer-songwriters. She's one of the most important artists of all time. Red Rocks. I've been to Red Rocks. I've actually been there on a Sunday when they didn't have an event and walked down because it's an open park and you can walk down. I actually sang one of my own original songs on stage with the guitar to the attention of about 3 people. But I want to see a concert at Red Rocks, and I'm going to see Dickie Betts, Warren Haynes, Oteil Burbridge on bass, Joe Russo on drums, and Chuck Leavell on keyboards. Dickie, Warren, Oteil, Russo, and Leavell. Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa. I want to see Garth Brooks for the first time at Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa. Stubbs Barbecue in Austin. How about Willie Nelson and Friends? Willie Nelson, Yankee Stadium. Just straight up Billy Joel. I mean, he can bring out some guests. The Forum in LA. Man, how about the Chili Peppers, and they bring out David Lee Roth and Wolfgang Van Halen. The Fillmore in San Francisco, reopened in the 90s. Phil Lesh and Bob Weir with special guests. The Warfield in San Francisco. A Hot Tuna? Jorma Kaukonen and Jack Cassidy. Maybe Grace Slick comes out of retirement. They do a mini Jefferson Airplane reunion. The Minton's Playhouse opened in 1928 in New York. How about we do this? Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, and Jack DeJohnette. Just a little piano trio. Maybe we got some special guest trumpet player comes out. Maybe John Faddis comes out. Maybe John Faddis comes out and does some. The Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina. Billy Strings. Billy Strings. What an amazing talent. The 40 Watt Club in Athens, Widespread Panic. One of my favorite bands. Probably the band that I've seen most of any band. Over 30 times. Tipitina's in New Orleans. I've never been there. I went to Ole Miss. We've talked about this. Again, subscribe to my channel if you haven't after this video. I've never been to Tipitina's. And I'm not even sure that the location's exactly the same as it was in the 70s, but the Meters get back together, right? I've seen Leo Nocentelli. I've seen the Funky Meters with Art Neville and George Porter Jr. But how about, and of course Art Neville's dead, how about the rest of the guys get back together and do it one more time? The Troubadour in LA, right? Where everybody got their start. And the folk scene, where the Byrds met each other. Where Gene Clark, David Crosby, and Roger McGuinn harmonized in the hallway for the first time and realized that there was a sound. How about Richie Fura, Don Henley, Roger McGuinn, and Chris Hillman do a little show? Carnegie Hall, Skomule, John Scofield with Government Mule. That would be unbelievable. I have some overseas for my overseas subscribers. And by the way, thank you for tuning in Japan and Germany and all over England and South America. I appreciate it. The Cavern Club, you know, Paul McCartney does some stuff with Ringo. Maybe Jeff Lynne is involved, and Tom York. The Copacabana Beach down in Rio. Iron Maiden, 3.5 million people on the beach in Rio. Yeah, Maiden show. Maybe Judas Priest opens up. The O2 Arena, Page and Plant get back together. John Paul Jones invited. A Zeppelin reunion again at the O2. The Budokan, Nippon Budokan. How about Genesis at Budokan? And now that we're getting selfish and we're dreaming, should we dream this much? Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel and Hackett and Rutherford and Banks. Just a full-blown Genesis reunion. Slane Castle in Ireland. I mean, U2. Could some sort of version of Thin Lizzy open up? How about Thin Lizzy with Gorham, John Sykes, Brian Downing, Darren Warthen on keys. Bring out Brian Robertson too. Get a great bass player. Get Sanders from Mastodon to play bass. Thin Lizzy opening up for U2 at Slane Castle. Wembley Stadium. I mean, Oasis reunion. I don't know. Make a lot of people happy. I'm not a huge Oasis guy. That would make my buddy Jason LaChance happy. And I'd go with him. And my buddy Joe Bula. Pompeii, the amphitheater. The Roman amphitheater in Pompeii. Where Pink Floyd has the DVD from there. How about David Gilmour And I'm not going to suggest that he gets back with Roger Waters, because I don't need to see that. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but how about any kind of Pink Floyd at Pompeii again? The Tokyo Dome. How about the Scorpions at the Tokyo Dome? But you add Michael Schenker and you add Uli John Roth into the mix, and you have a full-blown, and get Francis Buchholz and Herman the German involved, Herman Rarebelt. Just get a reunion back of the Scorpions. And lastly, Net Worth Festival. Net Worth Festival. My dog wants to go now. Rosie. Deep Purple with special guest Ritchie Blackmore. And for that matter, how about you bring Steve Morse back, who's recently left the band? Hey, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I want you to thank you for supporting me and all the awesome comments that we get every single day. And as you know, and if you've commented, I respond to every single comment. And I appreciate you guys. Peace out. See it. Let me know who your favorite venues are, or things that I left out. If I left them out in the United States, it's probably because I've been there, but I'm sure I did leave some things out, some smaller places that I don't even know about. So let me know. Peace. See ya.